Hey guys, welcome back to another Skyrim mods video. Today is just a handful of some great new mods to come out recently. If you want to check out the not safe for work mods I can't really showcase here, or at least you just want my mod list for the graphics, check out my Patreon. And if you find the mod you like, hit that like button down below, and please don't forget to endorse mod authors. And without further ado, let's dive right in. Also, my mod list is free. The first mod today, not necessarily bringing us to Whiterun, but just for NPC overhaul, called Men of Skyrim Refined. And yes, 2025 isn't in the original title, but I put it there because this is the new and expanded version of the original mod and considered to be the final version. This, in my opinion, is arguably one of the best male replacers, if not the best one. The only thing is that if you have one of the PCs on a weaker end, you can't really use this, because this will send your RAM up to infinity. But the reason why I'm showcasing this is because it is a 2025 remaster version of it, or at least a continuation of it, and you guys usually ask me what NPC overhaul I'm using, and I usually compare this with Dibella's Blessing, but that one is for female characters, while this one is for male characters, and it doesn't necessarily cover every single known male NPC, but it does cover a lot of them, including the non-unique NPCs. And if you want to add on to this mod, because it does have an AI overhaul patch, but it also does have a patch to turn some NPCs into dwarves, so they will just be small, cocky men. Fair warning, also a mention about the FPS is that this download is about 4 gigabytes almost, at least when you unpack it. It's 3.5 when you first download it, but if you know how to downscale, then you could downscale the faces to save you some RAM. Otherwise, if you're okay with running 4K faces and every NPC looking hyper realistic, then this is the mod for you. I definitely would use it if I had a stronger PC. The next mod is a new animation overhaul mod for female characters. This mod is called Dynamic Female Table Leaning. But I will admit, finding females leaning on tables is pretty rare, so I had to trigger some myself, especially with AI overhaul adding new idols for NPCs to take advantage of. But you'll see new idol animations that kind of loop, and it is completely random depending on if you pick it, otherwise it would be based on what the character is currently wearing. And if you're okay with doing some things, you can change the gender of characters just to see the mod in action. And now moving on from a female Ulfric with the male head, we have diverse chicken coops. Base object swapper. Using base object swapper, it adds a chicken coop to every single farm, or at least the main ones that you find around Skyrim, and it doesn't replace the ones that is already there. It adds a completely new building for the chicken to lay in. This mod has a total of 17 different variations where you'll see sticks covering the walls or maybe wooden planks. Some of them are also super fancy, like some of them will have 2 floors. Not entirely sure what the owner did to make their chicken rich, but here we are with some chickens having bigger houses than the others. I didn't think chickens would reach that level of humanity. This mod also comes with the optional file to remove the ivy, so you don't need high quality ivy, just in case you happen to not be using that. But because so many mods need that mod, I kind of just keep it in my load order at this point. And also, quick side note that might just be for me, but this mod does need a Northern Roads patch or a Rhines Farms patch, because my entire landscape was missing, at least near Windhelm when I used this mod. Mostly everywhere else it worked perfectly fine, considering, like I said, this is newly added items rather than replacing the things already there. And based on the mod page, it does already have a patch for the Great Town of Shorestone, which I don't currently use, but for those that do, it is there for you. This mod is definitely going to be one of those immersive mods that you kind of just add to your load order and then forget that you have it until someone asks you what it is. Nonetheless, I definitely recommend at least trying this mod out because you can't really go wrong with it. Moving on to the next mod, which is in the thumbnail, so this is not clickbait, but this mod is called Viper Armor, a female only armor that comes with patches for B-Hump, 3B8, and also CBBE. And if you even want to go further, you can also have this mod replace the armors in the Dark Brotherhood, but of course female only. And this armor is very modular, like I've never seen anything like this. But if you want to obtain it, there's no special quest or requirements. All you have to do is get the materials needed and then go to the Skyforge. There's no special reason behind this. Based on the mod page, it's just easier to manage. And as you're currently seeing, there is 3 different item color variants. And even though there's only 3 different outfits, there's about 60 items total. I didn't read the exact number of items on the mod page, but there's definitely over 10 for each different color. So I just rounded up to 60 somehow. But the more modular it is, the more you can just customize it to your liking and make this as skimpy as you want it to be. And if you want to see how skimpy this can be, I did put that on my Patreon for the people that would be interested in that, because this armor is set up so that you need the entire set, or else your character will have a little bit of clipping, at least for the accessories. But moving on to the next mod, which is a weapon replacer for a boring vanilla weapon. This mod is called Stormfang, truly unique. Honestly, I really love Gandalf the Cat mods at this point, but it replaces a two-handed greatsword weapon that comes in the Dragonborn DLC with the new unique mesh texture and also new effects. Not only is the weapon animated, it has its own custom textures and engraving, as well as a new stack effect when you're currently fighting and hitting enemies. As you hit them, you may notice the glow on the sword increasing with each hit, or maybe that was just the lighting, but it definitely got cooler the more I used it. And because it's a two-handed sword made for the Dragonborn DLC, it's pretty overpowered. The effect attached to the sword is based on destruction, and it will increase the shock damage done on hit at each 20 level interval of destruction. And if you hit enemies 25 times in total, you'll get a shock explosion as well as a lightning cloak applied to your character. And this effect can be stacked continuously depending on how many times you hit them within 30 seconds before the effect wears off. And if you were wondering, based on the mod page, it also works for followers if you want to give them this cool weapon, just in case you have something better. And like I said, to get it, you just go to Brodur's Grove in Dragonborn. Or I guess I should say Solstheim. But that was pretty much it for today, guys. Like I said, a pretty short video, just mods that I ended up enjoying. I'll probably make the next video longer, but I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Peace and love, and don't forget to endorse mod authors.